What's up everyone, it's Herd85 here. Welcome to episode number 3 of the WCW Done Deal. As you can see, we're now in July 2001 as we build to our next pay-per-view, Bash at the Beach. Nitro is already booked and away we go. So 6-man tag in a pre-show. AJ Styles getting the win with Dustin Rhodes and Terry Funk over Disco Inferno and America's Most Wanted. Trying to build up now the younger talent, AJ Styles for example, and AMW. Jason from the Liger defeats Mike Saunders with the Liger Bomb. 67, another pre-show match to hype the crowd. Wow, that got a huge rating. So Kevin Nash basically does a promo saying that it's his mission to take out both Jeff Jarrett and Booker T. This match is a triple threat match booked for this Sunday's Bash at the Beach. So a 98 rating is excellent, of course. Finlay defeats Lapaka. 57. Finlay using an old finisher of his, the Tombstone. A huge win here for Shane Helms as he defeats Jim Duggan, Shane Douglas and Reno. Considering Shane Douglas had a big win last week, this is a huge victory for Shane Helms, even if he did end up pinning Reno. So freestyle angle, but basically Eric Bischoff tells Ric Flair and DDP to both find a partner as they'll be taking on each other in a tag team match tonight. They've got an 85. The Young Dragons, a rematch from a couple of weeks ago, defeat C.W. Anderson and Chris Candido. Jimmy Yang is my Cruiserweight champion, who I tried to give Candido the title, but he was over the weight limit. Monty Brown calls out Savage, challenges him to a match, even though they are technically in a match at Bash at the Beach, but they end up brawling instead. 72, hopefully this helps build up Monty Brown. Chavo Guerrero Jr. picks up a victory over Ernest the Cat Miller. It's got a 57. Chuck Palumbo, shown backstage, is unconscious and bloody, the victim of a hit and run attacks. Paramedics appear and stretcher him out. So Palumbo is part of DDP's new crew, so it rules him out for a tag match later. It's got an 82, pretty good. Road Warrior Animal in singles action defeats Billy Kidman with a top rope power slam. It's got 67. Last week the Steiner Warriors got beat by the Filthy Animals in a tag title defense, so this is kind of continuing the feud a little bit. Following the match, well, it says the Filthy Animals and the Steiner Warriors both stopped fighting despite attempts from security to break them up, even though it's just Kidman's and Mysterio's picture there. Triple threat match. Lance Storm defeats Butterbean and CM Punk when he locks in the Canadian Maple Leaf on Butterbean. Butterbean's job for me in WCW is to lose. A three-way brawl breaks out between Booker T, Kevin Nash and Jeff Jarrett. Again, building up momentum before their triple threat title match. Main event. So this was a bit of a gamble considering who's in it, but Ric Flair and Barry Windham pick up the win over DDP and Sean O'Haire when Windham pinned Sean O'Haire. So Sean O'Haire again is part of DDP's crew. He got a 77, so the Icons getting a nice victory. And an 81 for this week's episode of Nitro. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's good to see Barry Windham in the main event, showing that it did quite well. Looks like we might have done better than Raw. So Monday Night Raw only got 75 with a horrific main event. That's probably why. Hardcore Holly, Scotty 2 Hotty, and Marty Jannetty defeat X-Pac, Rikishi, and Jeff Hardy. Okay then. That was kind of weird. So yeah, we did better than Raw for the first time. Injury for Kip James, aka Billy Gunn. Oh, Samoa Joe. Should I bring Samoa Joe in? Obviously, it's tempting. I'm trying to resist, you know, invading the Indies too much. Otherwise, it would just be like an Indies dream at WCW. SmackDown did a lot better. Got an 95 main event with Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero. No idea who that is. Heat got 66. Nick, who would have thought Eugene would beat Brock Lesnar to retain the OVW heavyweight title, huh? And also Rob Conway over Leviathan, who is Batista. Oh, a lot of American stars. I don't know much about American holidays, possibly Independence Day, I guess. Any interesting? Sabu staying with All Japan, signed the written deal. Midian staying with IWR. Flying through this today. Skimming through the news. Nothing to report. Jeff Jarrett has morale issues. So while you guys can't see what I'm doing, unfortunately, I'm trying to up Nitro to 3 hours and it got denied. About 2.5 hours and denied. The Australian network won't let me up it. It's my overness in Australia. I'm surprised, it's doing quite well. So in America we're up to 60 popularity. It was at 56, so definitely a big improvement. Guess I'll make him a face. So I've confirmed the signing of Taka Michinoku, who's only going to sign for me for 6 months. Jury there. Alright, shortly coming up is the pay-per-view. New Japan smashing the ratings there. They got 91 for their show. So just a quick rundown of the card. So pre-booked for the pay-per-view: Booker T versus Jarrett versus Nash, DDP versus Flair, and Monty Brown versus Randy Savage. They're the 3 official pre-booked matches, and shortly will be the results. Alright, like I said, the pay-per-view's been booked. I managed to use every single member of the roster. So to start things off, technically a warm-up match for the crowd. Chuck Palumbo, who is playing out an injury angle, defeats Johnny Swinger with the torture rack. Only got a 45. Fatal 4-way, again another little warm-up. Chris Candido defeats Jim Duggan, Terry Funk and Jamie Noble. I like Candido, so I'll give him a mini push. 52 rating. So we're into the main show. Eric Bischoff announces the return of the TV title tonight. It will be in a battle royal. 75. Pretty good for EB. Conan defeats Mike Saunders for the zip block. Got a 65. Dustin Rhodes beats Sean Stasiak. I got a 67. Still quite a few people on the roster that I'm not really sure what to do with. Shane Douglas gets sort of a revenge win over Shane Helms. That's got a 76. That's a pretty good rating. Lance Storm defeats Butterbean again. Butterbean jobbing out. Storm picking up the win. Nice, 65. Freestyle segment. So DDP and Sean O'Haire said that Chuck Palumbo will be back soon. 87. DDP helping O'Haire get over. And here is the Battle Royal for the TV Championship. Sean O'Haire wins, defeating Windhams, Smiley, Steve Corino. Got CM Punk in there, Daniels, David Flair, Disco, Ernest Miller, Finley, Liger, Kid Cash, La Parka, Jinrak. So quite a lot of the roster. Shannon Moore, Steve. Windham was the final elimination, and Windham also got the most eliminations, so Windham got a nice little push, but Sean O'Haire giving the TV title to a youngster to build it back up. 64 is pretty good. Feud ender. Steiner Warriors defeat the Filthy Animals. That's right. Road Warrior Animal and Rick Steiner are your new World Tag Team Champions. And that got 73. A match just to slow the crowd down. Got harder than expected. Hugh Morris defeats C.W. Anderson. Got 62. Flair and Windham promo in which they taunt DDP and Sean O'Haire. I got an 80. I got quite good. The US Championship on the line. DDP defeat Ric Flair with pinfall with Diamond Cutter following botched interference by Barry Windham. This got a decent rating. This got an 83. About that fit good heat, decent wrestling. Randy Savage defeats Monty Brown by cheating. This only got a 65. Following the match, Brown and Savage brawl all the way to nearby harbour, using anything in their disposal to inflict harm on each other, including life belts and notice boards. Brown eventually overpowers Savage and pitches him off the pier into the water below. 76. So this feud will be carrying on. Main event. Kevin Nash defeats Booker T and Jeff Jarrett, retaining the world title with the Jackknife Powerbomb, and he pinned Booker. This got an 80. This is keeping Nash's reign going now. Plus it ends the feud because I want to move them all on to different things. And Nash just does a post-match celebration. I got a 92. So overall, the pay-per-view Bash at the Beach got an 81. So yeah, pretty chuffed about that one. think the standout match was definitely Ric Flair and DDP. But yeah, pretty good pay-per-view overall. Good rating. Time to move people on to new things. Disco Inferno is moaning at me for his push, apparently. There's the Bash at the Beach logo, bit dated. Not unless I change it in this bit. Let's see if this can change. How does it look now? Oh no, it has to stay. Never mind. But we managed to get not too many buys. 1.4 million TV views, so not too bad. Lots of Japan stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it before we move on to Nitro. So Disco is moaning about his recent booking. Oh well. Right, let's book us second week tapings of Nitro. Right, the next episode of Nitro is ready. Got some new feuds beginning. Some are carrying on. Alright, CM Punk picks up the win in a 10-man tag with the Pepsi Plunge, an old school finisher. Got 59 rating. Norman Smiley defeats Finlay with the Norman Conquest. That got 59 as well. Both pre-show matches, main show. Basically, Bischoff books a #1 contender match between Shane Douglas and Booker T. The winner will obviously get a world title shot. Steve Corino picks up a win over Air Paris. I got 58. Disco Fever. No. Shane Helms defeats Disco Inferno with the Better Breaker. I got 53. A new feud beginning. Jeff Jarrett and Conan go back and forward with entertaining insults to one another. A big singles win here. AJ Styles going over Butterbean. Can you even picture AJ doing the Styles Clash to Butterbean? Randy Savage defeats Alex Wright. I got 67. Following the match, Monty Brown runs to the ring and chases off Randy Savage. So still trying hard at the push here. Cruiserweight title defense. Jimmy Yang defeats Psychosis. I got 61. Conan's backstage when he is ambushed by Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris, and James Storm. They leave him laid out. They got 54, but again, it's a new feud. You've got a couple of guys that aren't even that over. Looking to give Jarrett some goons, really. Tag team match, Terry Funk and Dustin Rhodes beat the Enforcers, C.W. Anderson and Chris Candido. It's got a 69 rating. Wow, I wasn't expecting this match to get that high. DDP defeats Kendall Windham with a diamond cutter. It's got a 78. Following the match, Ric Flair, Barry and Kendall are beating down Sean O'Haire and DDP when Chuck Palumbo makes his return, running off, chasing off the trio of Flair and the Windhams. And I'm also going to pre-book now a 6-man tag match for next week. It will be DDP, Sean O'Haire, Chucky P versus Ric Flair, Barry and Kendall Windham. Got an 81. Main event. Shane Douglas defeats Booker T by pinfall after using a foreign object. 74. So Shane Douglas wins the match, becomes #1 contender. Following the match, Kevin Nash and Shane Douglas have a heated confrontation, but nothing comes of it. I got a 100 rating. Overall, 82. I'm pretty happy about that, considering it looks like the Shane Douglas Kevin Nash new feud's gonna be positive in rating angles. Right, Raw got a 86. Austin and Guerrero went to a no contest to 99. Oh, what's this down here? Trish Stratus began her first reign when she took the title away from China. So on Raw, must have been, yeah, Trish defeated China, 70 rating. I think China's leaving WWF, that's why. SmackDown got an 85, Edge defeats Chris Jericho, which got a 93. Heat got a 68, Test and Rhino over Scotty and Hardcore Holly. The Honky Tonk Man is the Honky Tonk Man. Alright, still going. AJ Styles is telling me he wants a better push. So let's see what he's at now then, AJ. After one big win, AJ's overness went up to 30 from 23. That's huge. So I might do that again this week. Just been in that angle for Storm and Harris, put their overness up by a bit. I keep saying WWE want new faces, but like I said, I've not seen them go for anybody. Probably wait to feed off my roster, I guess. Top of the Super Juniors. Suzuki and Super J won the tag team titles. For those that don't remember who Super J is, he is Jeff Farmer, and that is a fake NWO Sting. He was the NWO Sting. Kenzo Suzuki is his tag team partner. Oh, I don't need to. Oh, Sable's Prego. She's still married to Mark Romero on this game, so looks like they're having a kid. There's no real companies really I want to check out. Not until I make a development anyway. Alpha female gets divorced. Anything interesting? New champions in CCW. Nick Mondo. Sick. Nick Mondo, I think you'll find. That's the junior heavyweight title though. Some spin-off companies from ECW. Yeah, nothing really to note. Let's keep going. One good thing about the minute you progress in these games, that you can power through the days pretty quick. WWE Vengeance got a 92, the 2-man power trip. Defeat the Brothers of Destruction in the main event, got a 97. Cat Angle over Chris Benoit, got a 96. Few title retains, but no title changes that I could see there. Kevin Northcutt, I'm sure he was one of the Scott Norton's still on this game. Written deal for New Japan. So Scott Hall, better shortlist Scott Hall. Good openness, 80s. Cool, well, let's get the next Nitro booked. Right, here comes the third Nitro of the month. Starting things off with a three-way tag match. The Enforcers, building a little bit of momentum, defeat the Free Count and Young Dragons. Candido defeats Shannon Moore. 5-strain there from Evan Courageous. Road Warrior Animal in singles action defeats Air Paris. 54 pre-show match. So Jarrett announces that James Storm, Chris Harrods and Majeda are forming an alliance. This is now Planet Jarrett. My world. CM Punk defeats Butterbean. 43, locked in the Anaconda Vice. Randy Savage attacks Monty Brown backstage and beats the crap out of him, leaving him bloodied. And I'm going to just pre-book a rematch between the two. I feel like a steel cage is needed. So a rematch is going to be booked between Monty Brown and Randy Savage at New Blood Rising. This time got the right pay-per-view. Being brought in for one match to help Job. Tank Abbott is defeated by AJ Styles. So I got a 53. AJ is on the up and up. Jarrett is that was a misplaced. It should have been Ric Flair. Ric Flair should have been backstage with the Windhams. When I only got 52. Juicen Liger defeats Ernest Miller, Chris Daniels and Mark Jinrak. I got a 64 rating. Good mid-card match. There we go. DDP, the TV champ Sean O'Haire and Chuck Palumbo have a promo in which they rip into Flair and the Windhams. I got 93. Booker T defeats Nigel McGuinness. 76 rating. Pretty good rating. Monty Brown finds Randy Savage and gets a bit of revenge and beats him up. Got 78 that time. It's probably their highest angle rating. About that featured good heat and good wrestling. Conan defeats Jeff Jarrett, where Jarrett was disqualified when James Storm ran in and attacked Conan. Harris also got involved. 70 rating. Following the match, Planet Jarrett are beating down Conan, but Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman make the save, saving their buddy from an injury. Kevin Nash, I think this is not quite the main event. Kevin Nash defeats Rex Steiner in one-on-one action, 72. Following the match, Shane Douglas floors Nash and then poses with the world title over. Got 98. This feud is brilliant for ratings. Main event. Triple 6-man tag action. DDP, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire defeat the Icons, Flair, Windham brothers, when Sean O'Haire defeated Kendo Window with the Widowmaker. That's got an 80 rating, so a very good rating for the main event. Cool, first time I've seen that. A B plus technically. 84 rating. Great addition on Nitro, in my opinion. I think I have a good Nitro, and then Raw pulls out an 88. Chris Benoit went to a no contest with Kurt Angle. Alright, Chris Candido's been brought up as a hard drug user, so I am sending him to a rehab. AJ Styles has got mega over. Seeing how Barry Windham's doing, he's doing okay. So is Kendall. Considering they're sort of brushing into the main event scene. Shane Douglas is also on the rise for obvious reason. Didn't really read the news too much, my bad. SmackDown got an 89, Kurt Angle defeats The Undertaker, 94 rating. I don't really see much in the news. Oh, The Rock. The Rock, apparently, Steve Austin has been dropped as the face of WWF, replaced by The Rock. It's potentially not good for The Rock. Not good for Austin, sorry. And The Rock's going to be feuding Kurt Angle. That'll be cool. That will be cool. Evan Courageous is back from injury. Nothing interesting in the news for this day. A Ghostbuster, nice. Tawara and David Morgan are at war. Whoever David Morgan is. I'm going to look at research. David Morgan. Alright, is obviously the owner or booker maybe of Japan, or just a road agent. All Japan. No, it must just be a road agent. Joey Flash wins the FWA All England Championship. It's a UK promotion. Okay, cool. Keep going, keep going, keep going. New Jack wins the King of the Deathmatch tournament. Can't really say I'm surprised about that, to be honest. New Jack is crazy. I definitely won't mess with him. Defeated Steve Lozano in the final. Mr. Kennedy to HWA. Kennedy. Okay, the Kowalski's retiring to leave the business, no doubt. Jack Lanza's retiring. He's a road agent for WWF, so I suppose that's a big loss for them. Jerry Sags gets nervous before matches, especially when he's high up the card. Do I want to bring in the Nasty Boys? Oh. Brian Kendrick. Brian Knobs. I wonder if I can get Kendrick now. My last game I gave Brian Kendrick a huge push. Right, this is the last Nitro of this video, so I shall get booking and hope it's a good one. Alright, this is the last Nitro of this episode. So starting off with a Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight match. Billy Kidman defeats Air Paris, Christopher Daniels and Psychosis when he hits the BK bomb. Got 60, not bad for pre-show, but well, Kidman's in it, so probably that's why. Random 6-man. Finley, Nigel and Carino defeat Lasharu, Ernest Miller and Hugh Morris. That got 59. Randy Savage calls out Monty Brown. Monty Brown don't come out, someone is impersonating. Savage proceeds to take the mic, but it stops when the real Monty Brown comes out and attacks Savage to bring the end to the shenanigans. This got 68. CM Punk again defeats Butterbean with the Anaconda Vaz. It's got 46. AJ Styles this time defeats Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It's got 48. Just a little promo from the tag champs, Sign of Warriors, 75. Another cruiserweight match, 5 men this time. Shane Helms defeats Kaz Hayashi, Alex Wright, Elite Skipper, and Kid Cash. 63 is not bad. TV title match. Sean O'Haire defends successfully against Kendall Windham after he hits the Widowmaker. I got 64. Following the match, DDP, Sean O'Haire, Palumbo, Flair, Barry Windham, Kendall Windham all get involved and they continue to do battle all the way to the backstage area. So what we're going to do at New Blood Rising, I'm just going to pre-book it now. We're going to have some sort of 3-man tag, I guess. 6-man tag, sorry, not 3-man, 6-man tag. We'll have, let's have a look, see. We'll make it a table total elimination. Yeah, we'll go total elimination. So DDP, Chucky P, Sean O'Haire. I'm going to take on Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Kendall Windham in a rematch at New Blood Rising, which is in August. Total elimination match. Terry Funk picks up a win over Mark Jindrak. I only got 55, but DDP successfully retains the United States title. You can see W. Anderson has got to go solo for now as Candido's in rehab. Jarrett's backstage getting a massage off a nurse, but is interrupted by Conan, who suggests Jarrett needs a doctor before introducing him to an openly gay doctor who starts to examine the patient. 73. Ric Flair defeats Juice and Liger only got 69, but unfortunately because they didn't click. Shane Douglas and Kevin Nash host their contract signing by Eric Bischoff. Douglas signs first, hands it to Nash. However, things don't go as easy as planned as Douglas tried to attack Nash. The attack fails and Nash leaves Shane Douglas lying. So as you can guess, at New Blood Rising, it is Kevin Nash versus Shane Douglas. Now this was my main event. Bit of a gamble because Monty Brown's angles, but hey ho. Booker T and Monty Brown defeat Randy Savage and Lance Storm when Monty Brown pounces and then pins the Macho Man. It's got a 76. 78 overall. Considering, you know, of trying to mix the main event a bit, I'm quite happy with that. Oh, look at that. Triple H is hurt and damaged his kneecap. Ouch. He could probably work through that. He's a double champion. So just sorting out the overness. AJ Styles is now mid-card. CM Punk is now mid-carder. Chris Harris and James Storm, after that month of a little bit of a push, have moved up a little bit too. Shane Douglas's overness is climbing. Being at angles with Nash is going to help that. Monty Brown, after picking up a big win, his overness is slowly climbing. Did he hit the pounce? Right, WWE Raw got a 87. Brothers of Destruction beat Edge and Christian. I got a 92. Who did Triple H face? Triple H faced Hardcore Holly. No one who damaged his kneecap. Alright, we'll just progress to the end of the month. And then we'll be calling it a day on this July episode. Smack If Down got an 86. Big Show and Triple H to beat Brothers of Destruction. So Triple H is working through his damaged knee. This is a badass like that. Violent J has won the ECWA World Title. Injury to Ricky Marvin. It's low key there. Going AWOL. That's the other Ghostbuster. Oh, the Ghostbusters have fallen. Alright, just double checking any news. Doesn't look like Colt Cabana there, going to HWA. And he's going to be wrestling as Matt Classic. New Japan Pro Wrestling got an 88. Oh, some new tag teams being formed in Noah. Ibushi's going to be feuding with Pentagon. I guess that's the original Pentagon. Because I'm about to type his name in now. Probably both of them. Heidenreich's injured. Ibushi. Loyal to Japan. Pentagon. Alright, let's finish the month. Wow, I've got some big returns, so I'll tell you now. I've got Taka Michinoku joining, Sting, apparently is back, Bam Bam Bigelow and Vampiro. So before we start, there they are, Bam Bam, Sting, Vampiro, Taka. However, I might shoot myself in the foot here because I'm going to medically test Bam Bam, Sting and Vampiro. Because sometimes people have more than one Taka was the only one that came back clean. Right, I'm going to go through the news now to explain what's just happened. Bam Bam Bigelow has failed a hard drug test, so he's going back to rehab. Vampiro the same, so he's going back to rehab. And Sting is apparently addicted to painkillers, so I'll be sending him to rehab again for the second time. So after all that, I've only got Taka. Great. Right, that's annoying. So I've lost Sting again. Sting's at Vampiro's for 6 months, Sting's for 7, Bam Bam's for 9. So I'm not really going to get Sting for a while. Oh, D'Lo Brown. Down with the Brown. Taking on Colt Cabana, it looks like. To finish off, I don't think there is anything else relevant. So on that note, I shall be calling it a day. So that's the end of episode number 3. Thank you all for joining me. I've been Herd85. Please give my video a like. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you're enjoying, who you want to see pushed. I'm happy to suggestions. And of course, as always, take care.